Creatives, welcome back to Creative Piano Academy with me, Joseph Sikora, for a slightly different video to normal. This is going to be a real-time lesson, all on piano scales. So I've been listening to you, you've been asking for this for a while. So sit back, relax, grab yourselves a beautiful cup of coffee, and it's just you, me, the piano, and some piano scales. Let's go. So, piano scales. Now, a bit of housekeeping first. I'm going to approach this as if you have never touched a key on the piano before. So, if you're a complete beginner, this is going to be absolutely perfect for you. I'm going to cover what I normally cover with my students in the first week or two when we come to learning piano scales. The second thing is, I have put together a guidebook or a guide sheet for you. You can check the cards, information box down below. It's going to include all the concepts that I talk about in this video, as well as a few extra little bits and pieces to take your piano scales further. It's totally free. Grab yourselves a copy. It's amazing. You will not regret it. Now, piano scales. So, if you're a complete beginner, there's a few things we need to cover off first, and that is what our fingers are. So we have a numbers assigned to our fingers, and also what the notes are, so you know where we're actually playing. Okay, so fingers first. In the right hand, we have fingers, 1 on the thumb, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thumb is finger 1, little finger is finger 5. Left hand, it's reversed. So instead of going in this direction, just like in the right hand, we go in this direction. So the thumb again is finger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so if I hold my fingers up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's going to be quite important when I come to tell you, put your third finger underneath or third finger over the top. So bear that in mind. I'll keep reminding you as the video goes on, so don't worry about it too much. Notes on the piano, briefly. If you look down at your keys, you'll see little patterns of 2 black keys and then 3 black keys, 2, 3. 2, 3, like this. Now, that is actually really, really good, because if you're just starting out playing the piano and you come and you sit in front of all those keys, it can be quite intimidating, right? It's like, whoa, I've got all these notes to play. The actual truth of it is, all the notes you need to learn are contained within one set of these 2 and 3s like this. Okay, so everything you need to know is contained here, and then it just repeats up and down the piano like this. Okay, so it's actually quite nice. It's actually quite simple to learn. Find the 2 black keys right in the middle of your piano. I'm going to assume you're on an 88 full-size piano here. If you're not, just find any 2 black keys. That's totally fine. Move to the left of this black key here, and this is a C. If you're on an 88 key keyboard, this is what we call a middle C, and this is where we're going to start our adventure today, right here on this middle C. Okay, briefly, and if this starts to overwhelm you, don't worry about it, because I'm going to be reiterating this as the video goes on. But to work out what all these notes are, we just use the alphabet. So we started off on C. Okay, we're going to move up the alphabet. D, E, F, G, back to the beginning of the alphabet, A, B, C. Okay, so if you just play all those white notes like this, technically that's your very first scale. But how do we play it? That's what's coming up. Don't worry about the black keys for now. We'll come on to that a little bit later on. Just concentrate on the white keys for now. So, the very first scale we're going to learn is called the C major scale. So I want you to get your right hand into this position right here. So that's our thumb on the C, down here, finger 1 on the C, a little finger up here on the G. And all the rest of our fingers just lay down nicely over those white keys like that, okay? Now, from there, all I want you to do for now is just get a feel for it. Just push down that C with your thumb, How hard do you need to push down? Can you push it down really light? What's the lightest you can play? What's the heaviest you can play? Just try and make that connection between your brain and your fingers, How does that feel? How does that sound, okay? Just have a play around with it, okay? And we can do the same with all the rest of these keys as we move up and we move down like this. We can get a feel for like how much pressure we want to push down on those keys, okay? So, structure-wise, we want to be nice and relaxed at the shoulder. We want to have a nice arc down towards our hand, our wrist, like this. And then you want to imagine, like, there's this arc that goes all the way down. The wrist is loose, but it's not so loose that it flops like this. There's a bit of structure there. But essentially, this wants to act as a hinge. And when we get to our fingers curl round, curve in the same sort of arc like this as our arm. Now, this is typically a good position to start with. Now, as you get better at the piano, as you get more advanced, there might be a few little alterations we make here. But right now, if you're just starting out, try and bear that in mind. A nice arc, relaxed shoulder, all the way down to the fingers, and you've got that nice continuous arc down. Bring that down to the keys, okay? Now, we're going to do our right hand first, and I want you to pay attention now. So, here we go. We'll start off, and we'll just play a C. So as I talk to you right now, all I want you to do is just follow along and play the notes that I'm asking you to play, and then we'll make it a bit more continuous. But here we go. Play me a C. Here we go. C, like this, okay? Hopefully you're all playing a C. And now play a D. Okay? And now play an E. Okay? Now things get a little bit more complicated. So we've got C, D, and E, like this. Nice and straightforward, just fingers, 1, 2, and 3, like that. Now what we want to do is bring our thumb underneath that third finger, and we call this the thumb tuck. So we've got here, onto that E, the thumb wants to come underneath, like this, strike the F, and then the rest of our fingers come and nicely line up again on those white keys. What we don't want is this business here. Okay? That's what we don't want. We don't want to twist our whole wrist and bring our thumb underneath this way. What we want to do is keep our third finger where it is, keep our wrist nice and level, and then the thumb tucks underneath and then strikes, and then the rest of the fingers line up, like this. Underneath, okay, see how my wrist is level, underneath, and then back to the top. Okay, and that's the rest of the scale, guys. So once you've got this thumb tuck underneath, the rest of it's pretty straightforward. All our fingers line up, okay, and we play. So hopefully we've got up to this. So get your thumb onto the F, and then play me a G, then play me an A, play me a B, and then play me a C. Okay, so just again, let's do that once more, and then we'll bring in a bit of timing here. So here we go. Play me C, play me D, E, thumb underneath, okay, thumb tuck, F, G, A, B, and C. Okay. Now, when we come back down, we don't play this top note twice. We get to the top, okay, and then straight back down again. So we're just reversing those fingers, okay? So get your hand into this position. So your thumb's on the F, your little finger's on the C. So we're going to come down again now. Play me the C at the top. So this is just like we've finished going up. Now play me a B, A, just riding those fingers down. G, F, third finger over the top. E, D, and C. Okay? So when we get down here, just like I told you about the thumb tuck underneath, and we keep our wrist level, exactly the same, bringing the third finger over the top. We keep our wrist level, and the third finger nicely glides over the top, and then we place our fingers back into the correct position. So we've got here, third finger over the top, the thumb stays where it is. Okay, so none of this business. Just nice and glide it over the top, reset, okay, D and C. And that, guys, is the C major going up and down. So we need to try and put that into, well, we need to try and get that smooth, all right? So we'll start out really nice and slowly, and we'll see if we can play it going up and back down as I count. And we'll keep this really slow to start with, okay? So here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, underneath, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back down, 1, 2, 3, 4, over, 1, 2, 3, 4. and that's your lot. Okay, so that's up and back down again. Let's try that once more, and then we'll see if we can bring the left hand in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Underneath. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that is the right hand. We're going to do the left hand, and then we'll have a look at piecing that together. And that's where the fun starts. That's where you start getting mind melting, and it's generally quite complicated. And that's where the real challenge begins. But don't worry, we will tackle it together. So left hand, we're going to follow very much the same thing here, except the fingering's slightly different. The fingering positions are slightly different. So just like we started here in the right hand, we're going to bring the left hand in, and we're going to go down an octave. Okay. So from here, we're going to see that this whole pattern here, you see the 2 and the 3, all of these notes will go down what's called 1 octave. If you've moved down one pattern, then that is down what's called an octave. And we're going to place our little finger on this C down here. And just like before, we'll play a C. So off you go, play a C. Okay, play me a D. Our fingers right up. E, F, G. Third finger over the top, A, B, and then C. Back down again, okay? So, ride these fingers back down. We've got up to this C. Now, here we go. Play me a B. You ready? B, B, A. Now, underneath, so remember, just exactly the same as in the right. We want to keep that thumb tuck nice and even, nice and... We don't want to twist the wrist. We want to keep the wrist level. Okay, so bring that thumb underneath. G, F, E, D, and C. Okay, so I'm not going to spend as long on that because we've already done it in the right hand. The left hand's pretty much the same. But I'll count you in a few times now, and let's see if you can keep up. So just the left hand, get yourself into this position. I'll count you in, and let's see if we can go up and down that left hand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Over. 2, 3, 4. Back down. 1, 2. Under. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's do that once more, and then we'll have a good practice of that right and left hand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Over. 2, 3, 4. Back down. 1, 2. Under. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so by now, hopefully you've joined me and we've managed to go up and down in the right hand, up and down in the left hand. You might have got that, you might not have got that yet. So the next section is I want to make it a little bit more fun to practice these left and right hands separately. And I'm going to do a little bit of an accompaniment, and I just think it sounds really, really nice. And hopefully it'll get you realizing that even just playing a normal scale can sound really, really nice. Okay, so we'll tackle the right hand first. So get yourself into this right hand position. Okay, and just like before, I'm going to count you in, but I'm going to play some chords whilst you play the main notes this time. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And again, hopefully that sounds really nice. 1, 2, a little tiny bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fantastic. What I'll do now is I'll play that a few times. I won't say it out loud. I won't count out loud. I'll just play it, and you can use this portion of the video to keep playing it over and over again. You know, you can keep backtracking a bit, but I'll play a few cycles round so that you've got a little bit of a section to practice this with. And also, don't forget, you know, what I'm playing here will work when you got both hands together as well. So whilst I'm asking you to just use your right hand, this will work with anything. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. So I think that sounds beautiful, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a resource to practice that right hand going up and down. Let's do the same in the left hand. Okay, so again, I'll give you a bit of an accompaniment here, and you can use exactly the same thing again to practice the left hand. So get your left hand into this position here. Okay, and we go up and back down, but this is where we start. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3. And again. 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that should be a little bit of something melodic, something fun to practice the right and the left hand. Now we need to put those together. So hopefully by now you're fairly comfortable going up and down in the right hand. You're fairly comfortable going up and down in the left separately. In my experience teaching beginners, that's not going to be the main problem. You know, so long as you follow what I've said, it's fairly straightforward. If you need to pause the video here and practice that a little bit longer, please do. So now what I'm going to do is piece those hands together. This is where, in my experience teaching beginners, everything falls apart. So we're going to tackle this nice and staged, and I'm going to guide you through the process. So get your right hand into this position here. Okay, left hand into this position here. And what we'll do is we'll tackle each note as it comes, okay? So we don't need to worry about sticking to a metronome, sticking to a time. We're going to be in free flow here. Okay, so play me the C's both together. So that's the thumb and the little finger. Here we go. C's. Okay. Okay, hopefully you've got that. So there's a bit of coordination going on here. Thumb and your little finger at the same time. And then we want to play the D's. So here we go. Ready? Second finger on the right, fourth finger on the left. D's. Okay. Try and get those. Then we're up to the E's. Okay. Now, so far so good. Nice and straightforward. We've got the C's, the D's, and the E's like this. Now what we want to do, the left hand just continues to the F, but the right hand does that thumb tuck, right? So we bring the thumb underneath, so get yourselves ready. We're in this E position, bring that thumb to the F, like this, and strike it when you're ready, and bring the second finger down onto the F here. Okay, so my right hand should now be in this position, with the little finger up on the C. So hopefully you've got that. Let's just do that again. So third finger onto the E. So this is where we were. So play me those E's. So third finger E, third finger E. Get your right hand into position with the thumb on the F and strike the F. Boom. And then G's. Now, again, now it's the left hand's job. So the third finger over the top, A, and then B, and then C, okay? So when we start, it's the right hand that moves first, and then the left hand. Okay? So let's come back down. So we're in this position here, little fingers on the C's. Playing with the B's together. B's. Okay? A's. Now, we've got to this A. This is where things get a little bit confusing. That I've noticed with beginners. You want to, you know, it's not entirely logical way that you need to move here, but when we reach that A, this is where the thumb needs to come under in the left hand. Okay, so get the thumb ready and then strike the two G's. Bang, like that, okay? We've got that. So again, third finger's on the A's. Now thumb underneath to the G, strike the G, and my second finger's going to strike the G here. Ready? And G's. And then F's, and then third finger over the top in the right this time, E, and then D, and then C. Okay. So that's it, going up and down with both hands. The trick is to play the right and the left hand separately enough that it's kind of a little bit more second nature where the right hand needs to do its thumb tuck and where the right hand needs to come over the top. Same with the left hand where those come. So when you piece it together, the confusion is getting the coordination right, not like where my right and my left hand actually does its job. Hopefully that's sorted now. So by all means, pause this video right now and just practice putting the right and the left hand together for a bit if you're not confident. But what we'll do right now is I will guide you through the process of playing both hands together, but we'll stick to a really nice slow tempo, and I'll tell you where you need to move your fingers, okay? So right hand into the C position, left hand into the C position. And we're going to go at this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to go about that speed. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C's. 1, 2, E. Thumb under. 4. G. Finger over. A, B, C. Back down. B, A. Thumb under. G, F. Finger over. E, D, C. Okay. I'll do that again, and actually I think we'll slow it down a little bit as well. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, under. 4. 1, over. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, under. 3, 4. Over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right, once more, hands together. Now we'll go a tiny bit faster, okay? So again, you know, if this is becoming overwhelming, just pause the video, just practice it alone for 5 minutes or so, and then press play again when you're ready. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 1, 2, 3. Under. 4. 1, over. 2, 3, 4. Down. 1, 2. Under. 3, 4. Over. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Under. 4. 1, over. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Under. 3, 4. Over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic, fantastic. So that's both hands together, C major. Hopefully that's making a bit of sense. You might be following along okay with that, or you might need a little bit of extra time. But let's take a quick break from actually playing, and I want to talk a little bit about the theory of piano scales, because if you know what I'm about to tell you, then it's like this magical formula that will unlock every single piano scale for you. Now, that might sound intimidating. Bear with me. Let me explain. When we look down at the piano here, okay, we see all of these black and white keys bunched up next to each other. When we move up one of those keys, like this, including black keys and white keys, we call these, in the American term, okay, I'm going to use the American terms because I think they're better and they're more logical, they're called half steps. Okay, so from the C, we move up to the what we call a C sharp. That will be a half step. D, half step, half step, half step, half step, half step. Now, when we move up two of those at once, so like let's say we move from C to D, if you notice we're skipping this middle note here, we call that a whole step. So when we move between our notes, we can put a sequence together using half steps and whole steps. Okay. Now I'm hoping that makes a little bit of sense. I'm going to put that into practical terms for you in a second. So let's say on the C major, to put this into context, we've just done it, right? So we know the C major scale goes C, D. Okay, so we've gone up a whole step to E, so that's another whole step, and then we move to F, so that's a half step. Okay, so from the beginning we've gone whole step, half step, because there's no note in between the E and the F. And then we go up another whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now, that formula again. So we start on a note, and we go up a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay? And that is such a powerful formula, okay? I try and teach this as early as possible because it gets you thinking, it gets you understanding what the scales are, okay? And I'll show you something quite magical that you can do with that now. But if that is sounding a little bit complicated, then I break it all down in that guide sheet I told you about, the guide booklet. Again, check the cards, check the information box down below. Grab yourselves a copy. So, that being said, again, remember, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. We can use that formula now to work out any other scale. And I'm going to work out and work through the next scale with you, which is the G major scale. This is the second scale we'll learn after the G major scale. And the reason is, it's just got one black key in it. All right, so it's a nice stepping stone, okay? We've got all the white keys sorted, it's C major, and now we want to introduce just one of those black keys. But let's work it out, okay? And then we'll break it down. We're going to start on a G. G is right here. So if you look at our three black keys here, we'll go in the middle of these two black keys. This is our G. Now, along with you, we're going to work out the G major scale using that formula I've just told you. So look at this. G, whole step, another whole step, half step, okay? So they're all white keys for now, right? So we started off on the G. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, 1, 2, F sharp, okay? So it's an F, one note up from that. On the black key, we call that a sharp. Okay, and incidentally, if we went down to a black key, we'd call that a flat, but don't worry about that. So here, F sharp, and then a half step back to G. Boom. Once more. G, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay? So, what I've just done there is worked out, along with you, the G major scale. And because we've got this formula, now hopefully we can hear how actually that relationship gives us a tonality. So listen to this. This is the C major scale done a little bit faster. Just listen to how it sounds. Okay, now listen to the G major. It's got the same sound to it. It's got a different, we're starting on a different note, but the general feel, the general tonality of it is pretty much exactly the same. I'll play another one, you know, D major, A major. It's got that same sound to it. And you can work out now any scale you want using that formula. So I really wanted to show you that because it drills deep into the theory of it and it gives you a deeper understanding of what the scales actually are and how they all link together. So now we're going to tackle the G major scale. We've done the C major scale, now we're on to the G major, and you'll be very pleased to know that, guys, it is exactly the same. All right, the fingering's the same, everything's the same, except all you need to worry about now is instead of playing an F, you're going to play an F sharp. Okay, so that's the only added thing in, right? So if I play it for you, F sharp, and back down again, okay? So the fingering's the same, everything's the same, all we need to worry about is the F sharp. So let's do the right hand. Okay, so get yourself into this position here, thumb on the G, a little finger on the D, and let's just tackle this the same as we did for the C major. Perhaps we won't spend as long on it, but because we've already done it, but hopefully this will give you a little bit of a practice session at it. So here we go. G. I'll count you in, and let's see if we can play this scale all in one. Okay, we'll keep it nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. 1, 2, 3. Under. 4. 1, 2. F sharp. 3, 4. F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll play you a backing track so you can play that in your own time, a bit like what we did before, and it sounds even better in the key of G, and hopefully you can now have a go at playing that up and down yourself. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and again, 3, 4. What? Actually, let me count in again. We'll go a tiny bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. I just love that. I think it sounds so nice. Now, left hand, exactly the same, but we start off down here. So we've got our right hand here, and the left hand, remember I talked about patterns, okay? So we can see we've got our 3 and our G's here. We'll just go down one set of 3. Left hand wants to start off down on this G right here. So left hand, okay? Exactly the same, but we're just interested in this F sharp. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over 2. F sharp. 3, 4. F sharp. 1, 2. Under. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, over, 2, 3, 4. Back down. 1, 2, under, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm hoping is that because we've just done the C, the G doesn't seem quite as difficult. Okay, it's a bit. There is that block when it comes to the F sharp, and most of the time my beginners, you know, when they first start the G, they'll forget about the F sharp. But essentially, it's just exactly the same fingering, just that F sharp that throws us for a loop a bit. Okay, I'll play some chords around a few times. Now I want you to focus on the left hand. Off we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. Okay, so hopefully you can use that portion of the video. You can play it a few times. Just keep reminding it to that bit as you play it. But now I want to do exactly the same as we did with the C, but see if we can put both hands together. Again, we want to tackle this in stages, okay? This is, it's tough, all right? So bear in mind, please do pause this video if you need to, and just get used to, you know, the bits and pieces that you're struggling with, and then carry on. But what I'm going to do now is break the G major scale down now, both hands together. This is the last thing we're going to do. So right hand, G major, in this position here, left hand, 1 octave below G major here. So let's see if we can go up and down this scale together, note by note. Let's not worry about any timing or anything like that. Let's just go for it. Here we go. Okay, so G's. Now, when you're ready, here we go. Play me the A's. So far, so good. Play me the B's. Now, things get a bit tricky now. Remember, thumb tuck underneath in the right hand. Okay, left hand keeps going as normal. So here we go. Ready? C. Nice. Lay our fingers down. Remember this F sharp. D. Okay, move to the D's. Now it's the left hand which goes over the top. Third finger over the top to the E. E. And then, here we go. Remember our F sharps, and then G's. Okay, back down again. F sharp, E, and then thumb underneath. You ready? Thumb underneath. D's, C's, third finger over the top in the right, B's, and then A's, and then G's. Typically, when I'm showing this in person, one-on-one, not on a video where I'm basically talking to a camera and I haven't got any feedback, but typically what we'll do is we'll just go upwards a few times. We'll start at the beginning and we'll just get used to hands together going up, okay? Get used to that a few times. And then we'll come back down, you know? Always think, how can we break this down? So bear in mind, if you are struggling putting the up and down together, then break it down. Just go up a few times and then come down a few times. Pause this video and do that, and then come back to it. So here we go again. This time I'm going to count you in, and let's see if we can stick to a very slow but steady tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, under, 4. 1, over, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, under, 3, 4. Over, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, under, 4. 1, over, 2, 3, 4. Back down, 1, 2, under, 3, 4, over, 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, under, 4, 1, 2, over, 3, 4, 1, 2, under, 3, 4, over, 1, 2, 3, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Brilliant! Give yourselves a round of applause. Absolutely fantastic. We have just done the C major and the G major scale, hands separately, hands together. Hopefully you've got a bit of a nice few sections in this video you can keep repeating, especially those little backing tracks. So let me end by giving you another few cycles round of a backing track in the key of G, which sounds really, really nice. So you can practice this hands together. Again, you might not be able to do this right now. Pause the video, practice, and come back to it. I've put all the timestamps in the information box down below anyway, so you can keep coming back to this if you need to. So here we go. I'll play it around a few times, and it's up to you to play along with it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up here, and before I do another one, just bear in mind when I came back down, I just went straight back up again. Okay, I should have mentioned that actually, but hopefully you can just play along. So when you get back down to the bottom, straight back up again. Okay, don't wait for the next bar. I'll do exactly the same thing, give you another variation up here. Here we go. 1, 2, a little bit faster, 3, 4. I really hope you enjoy that. I just love how that sounds. Guys, that is it. We have done a lot of work today. We've gone through the C major scale, the G major scale, and most importantly, hopefully you can walk away from this video with the fundamental skills that you need to take your piano scales forward, okay? And don't forget as well, I'm gonna put the guide booklet up above, information box down below. It goes into more depth with the theory behind the scales. I'll show you a few more scales you can practice, as well as everything we've gone over in this video. So do grab yourselves a copy, you will not regret it. Also check down below for information about my premium piano courses. I thoroughly recommend my course, Creative Piano Patterns. It's gone down so well, and if you just wanna forget about the world, sit in front of the piano, and just be inspired to play beautiful, beautiful music you can be proud of and others love to listen to, then this course is definitely for you. So do check out Creative Piano Patterns. Thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.